Hi, this is Manjula Narayan, books editor, Hindustan Times, and this is Bookstack, the show where I pick the most interesting books I've got in the last fortnight or so. So this time we've got like a mixed bag, and we'll start with Pangat, A Feast, Food and Lore from Marathi Kitchens by Sai Korane Khandekar. Very nice, very nice. And it's making my mouth water, all cookbooks. I mean, I love cookbooks, but this is especially nice because it's got all these Maharashtrian recipes across from different, Maharashtrian communities. So all sorts of different kinds of, from Marathwada, Vidarbha, all that, from the Konkan region. So it's really very interesting, and it's got lovely photographs as well, and nice little illustrations. And there's even there's a recipe, the recipe for misal. I never thought of that, but clearly, of course, misal has a recipe, and it's a very delicious thing to have. So this book is making me very excited. In this delectable compendium of recipes and stories, culinary researcher Sai Korane Khandekar debunks the myths surrounding the foods of Maharashtra and reveals the versatility and sheer variety of its food traditions. Bringing together over 200 traditional recipes, this enriching book introduces food enthusiasts to special masalas, cooking techniques, and elaborate meal spreads using a range of produce. Along the way, its delightful stories and anecdotes vividly detail the characteristic food traits of the several communities that inhabit the region. So that's very nice, a book that one should like keep and flip through and try. So then from a recipe book to Business on a Platter, What Makes Restaurants Sizzle or Fizzle Out by Anuti Vishal. I remember Anuti Vishal had written a book on Kayasth cuisine earlier, and so this is another one, but this is on the business side of food, of the food business in India, I guess, which is very interesting. In India's cutthroat restaurant industry, fame and fortune rest on a knife's edge. Over the past 2 decades, the sector has seen an unprecedented boom with the introduction of experiential restaurants, global cuisines, and modern Indian food, and chefs seeking to establish credible ventures to serve consumers more open to culinary diversity than ever before. But behind all the glamour, there lies a cautionary tale. Restaurants are a tough business in a market characterized by high costs, an unclear regulatory framework, and fickle consumers who often prize discounts over quality. And while the last few years have seen private equity investment enter the space, there have been few notable exits, and returns on investment remain nebulous even as restaurants struggle with slim profit margins and high mortality rates. I'm sure it's one of the most difficult businesses to run. If our last book was anything to go by, this will be very thorough indeed. Restaurants as storytelling, that includes A.D. Singh's Olive Bar and Kitchen, West Delhi Boy, South Bombay Girl, Vikrant Batra, Cafe Delhi Heights, and Gauri Devidyal, The Table. India's Most Wanted, Riaz Amlani, Impresario, The Invisible Restaurateurs, Rohit Khattar, Old World Hospitality, and Sameer Seth of Hunger Inc. So it goes on like that. So all the the big names, Ritu Dalmia and Anjan Chatterjee, all these people are here. Rahul Akerkar, very interesting. So one would like to read what Camellia Punjabi. One would like to read what she has to, say about all this and the churn in the business and how the big names have survived and how so many people have just vanished as well. Great concepts which you don't hear about after a while. So that's Business on a Platter by Anuti Vishal, What Makes Restaurants Sizzle or Fizzle Out. And then we have Truck India, a Hitchhiker's Guide to Hindustan. I don't know, by Rajat Ubhaikar. I don't know, this is such a great idea. And the moment I was when I got it and I flipped through it and I thought, wow, it's obviously it's very male. I mean, I can't imagine. I'm sure some woman will do it, but it's such a macho thing, a truck driver, and one always wonders when you go down the highway, what their lives must be like, the dhabas that they go to, you see them, and the truck stops. And it's clearly a very different lifestyle, a very different universe, and they see the whole country. You see Punjabis in Kerala, and and vice versa, I suppose. you know. So it's very interesting. The whole idea of it is very interesting. So of course I picked the book up. And when I flip through it, and it's full of lovely stories, very interesting, little bits of information right throughout, which one didn't know at all. So, think truck drivers and movie scenes of them drunkenly crushing inconvenient people to their gravelly deaths come to mind. But what are their lives on the road actually like? In Truck Day, India, journalist Rajat Ubhaikar embarks on a 10,000 kilometer long, 100% unplanned trip, hitchhiking with truckers all across India. Fantastic. On the way, he makes unexpected friendships, listens to highway ghost stories, discovers the near fatal consequences of overloading trucks, documents the fascinating tradition of truck art in Punjab, travels alongside nomadic shepherds in Kashmir, encounters endemic corruption repeatedly, survives NH 39, the insurgent ridden highway through Nagaland and Manipur, and is unfailingly greeted by the unconditional kindness of perfect strangers. Imbued with humor, empathy, and a keen sense of history, Truck Day India is a travelogue like no other you've read. It is a story of India and Indians on the road. Fantastic. I mean, I would like, even by just flipping through it, I'd recommend it. And I'd be reading this. It's got nice pictures, I mean, a few pictures which tell, a whole story by themselves. These Gujar woman feeding a goat on the way from Jammu to Srinagar. Then, Naga ladies, truck bodybuilder Meva Singh lords over his cabin in Sirhind with supplicants in the background awaiting their turn to speak him. So he's the truck bodybuilder. Very nice. So all these things, like little stories and big stories, very fascinating, very interesting. And then we have The Unquiet River by Arup Jyoti Saikia, a biography of the Brahmaputra. Okay, it's one of the great rivers of the world. So we've had biographies of lots of rivers, and then last I remember reading about the Ganga book by, I think, Shudipto Sen had written a book on the Ganga. So it's a good thing now that we've got a book on the Brahmaputra, the other like mighty river. The unruly Brahmaputra has always been an agent in shaping both the landscape of its valley and the livelihoods of its inhabitants. But how much do we know of this river's rich past? Historian Arup Jyoti Saikia's biography of the Brahmaputra reimagines the layered history of Assam with the Unquiet River at the center. The book combines a range of disciplinary scholarship to unravel the geological forces as well as human endeavor which have shaped the river into what it is today. Wonderfully illuminated with archival detail and interwoven with narratives and striking connections, the book allows the reader to imagine the Brahmaputra's course in history. This evocative and compelling book will be interesting reading for anyone trying to understand the past and the present of a river confronted by the 21st century's ambitious infrastructural designs to further re-engineer the river and its landscape. So, there you have it, Brahmaputra, The Unquiet River. So, a quick recap of the books this week. We have Pangat, A Feast, Food and Love from Marathi Kitchens by Sai Korane Khandekar. Oh, the first time I think I read it out as Food and Lore. My eyesight, it's Food and Love from Marathi Kitchens. Then we have Anuti Vishal's Business on a Platter, What Makes a Restaurant Sizzle or Fizzle Out. And we have Truck Day India, A Hitchhiker's Guide to Hindustan by Rajat Ubhaikar. And finally, we have The Unquiet River, a biography of the Brahmaputra by Arup Jyoti Saikia. So great reads. I mean, one's life is too short to read all of them, but one can always dream. You can go out and get these books. They're really very good. So see you then next time. Bye.